You're listening to 772 Sports, a local Treasure Coast sports podcast highlighting everything from Little League to the NFL. Here are your hosts, Curtis Carpenter and Mike Higgins. All right, welcome to the second episode of the 772 Sports podcast. This is Curtis Carpenter. I'm here with Mike Higgins. How you doing today?
Good, man. Ready to roll. Excited for this podcast. We got NFL cranking up, some big baseball news, Little League news, high school. Let's roll with it.
This is going to be a fun one. You ready? You ready to get started with some Treasure Coast chatter?
Let's go.
Treasure Coast chatter. All right, so some Treasure Coast chatter here. We've got Vero Beach High School, John Carroll, Sebastian, some of the Treasure Coast teams. Mike, did you go to the Vero Beach game last weekend?
So I didn't go, but the kids all did. So I was getting live reports and updates.
Well, and Twitter's amazing for that.
Yeah, and you can. You watch live on YouTube now, so
yeah,
you don't miss anything by not going. But man.
Vero looks pretty good,
They're looking good, man. They're looking good.
Vero's 2-0. They won 54-6 over South Fork and then 34-0 over Palm Beach Gardens.
Yep.
So what intel do you have on some of these guys?
Well, they're looking good, man. They're up to number 9 in the state. I'm not 100% in their class, which is 4S.
Right.
4S. This still throws me off a little bit. So they're number 9 in the state for that, and number 57 overall. That's a good number, man. I couldn't even guess how many high schools there are, but
yeah, I mean there's 67 counties.
Yeah,
and I'm sure there's a ton of schools in each, a bunch of schools in each county. So 57 overall sounds like wow, 57's really low, but out of probably 400 or 500 schools.
Yeah, so far it's been, as I'm looking over the stats and kind of surfing through Max Preps, man, it's the Aronson kid, the quarterback is good, man. He's thrown for 434 yards and 5 touchdowns through 2 games, and I
Who's the receiver they have?
It's Vendravius Jacobs.
Yeah, that kid is legit.
Committed to FSU.
Well, so I like him. I like him already.
He's 15 catches for 244 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Jeez.
So he's
in 2 games.
Yeah, he's good. Aronson's only thrown 1 pick. He's committed to SMU, so he's a junior. So he's a legit talent. I would expect some bigger names to be coming, but playing for Rhett Lashley is at SMU would be a good for any quarterback. That dude's like the quarterback whisperer. Yeah.
Well, it's exciting, man. I mean, I love seeing Vero do well. The common argument always was, well, they don't play anybody in the regular season, and then they get in the postseason and they lose to really good teams. But I think this year I read they play 8 teams that made the playoffs last year.
Yeah. So this week coming up is PSL. They're 2-0 so far. Pretty similar to Vero. Vero has scored 88 points and only given up 6, so their defense is good. The team they're playing has scored 70 and given up 17. So they're pretty evenly matched.
Good offense and good defense.
Yeah,
there. Yeah, which is it's a nice mix to have when you can get it.
Yep. Now they're a little off in the rankings. PSL's only they're 3S, so they're a level below Vero, but they're ranked 23 in their class and 185 in the state. So that's pretty respectable.
Right. So just a reminder to those guys that are listening, FHSAA has kind of changed their football districts. So we used to be, or classes, I guess. We used to be Class 8A. There was 1 through 8. And now they've kind of gone through. There's some metropolitan divisions. There's some suburban divisions, which we're in. And that, again, has to do with a total class population. So PSL has a smaller class population, but that doesn't mean that their talent's not there.
Right.
I mean, schools like IMG, I guess, is an independent school. But you have those smaller schools that St. Thomas Aquinas. That's a school that's probably a 1 or 2S.
John Carroll.
John Carroll's a small school.
They're 2 or 1? 1S, aren't they?
1S, I believe.
Yeah. So they're small.
So small schools that still have a lot of talent. It's a good segue, Mike. We're going to go to John Carroll a little bit. They're 2-0. They won. They won their season opener against Benjamin, which a lot of people predicted them on Twitter to lose.
Yes,
but they won 24-21 over Benjamin, and then they just absolutely curb stomped Glades Day 55-0. So you were talking about some offense and defense mix there. Again, Benjamin, a really good school. It's the only points they've given up this year, 21, and they've scored 79 points. So 79-21 is a pretty good spread, if you ask me.
I agree.
So they've got this kid. So they're the exact opposite of Vero. So Vero's got this run and gun pass attack with Jacobs and
Vero passes
Aronson.
a lot.
Yeah, John Carroll does not so much. So they got this kid, this running back, Tony Colebrook, who seems to be carrying the load for them. Last year it was Jay Allen and the kind of the Swiss Army knife at quarterback. This year they got this kid Colebrook who's just running over everybody. I got some stats I got to pull up here, I guess, because I don't have them ready to go. But he I mean, he's just running the ball left and right. And they got another, listen, don't get me wrong. Their passing game's okay, and their other running backs are okay, and this and that. But, I mean, he has just been lighting things up for John Carroll this year. So, yeah, he's got 284 total rushing yards
in
two games.
That's good.
I mean, that's a lot.
Finding the end zone?
I don't know how many touchdowns he's got. I got to find it. He's got four total touchdowns. I don't know how many are rushing and receiving. My guess would be all 4 rushing. But, so John Carroll's looking really good this year, again, in that lower class, in that lower division, strictly based on class size.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Any idea who they got this week coming up?
I do, actually, because I have it pulled up on my phone, and I prepare like that. They have South Fork coming up. Nope, that's not right. I'm wrong. They're playing Tradition Prep, who is 0-1. Don't know anything about them. It is actually Thursday night, the 8th. So we're recording this Wednesday, September 7th. I think this will be out before that game is played.
Yeah.
And then they play South Fork next week.
I noticed they play some Thursday night games, which is cool.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, it used to be in high school. It was JV played Thursday, varsity played Friday. Yep. I don't know the reasoning behind Thursday night varsity games, but I'm sure it has something to do with something.
Yeah.
I just don't know what that is. So.
Yeah.
And then also we'll touch a little bit, again, we alluded to this in the first podcast about Sebastian being an independent team. So basically what Sebastian does is they play their season and then it's over. I mean, every game is virtually an exhibition, unfortunately, for those kids. But they're 2-0. They beat Golden 14-6, and then they beat Astronaut 42-0. So again, 56 total points scored and only 6 points given up. It's a shame that these kids aren't going to get a shot at
it's just that's
playing
dropped
in a
the ball there. I kind of hope I'm wrong and we're reading it wrong, but I read it the same time you did that it says they're independent, which is is weird.
I don't really know how that works. I don't know if that falls on the AD. I don't know if maybe this is by choice. Maybe they just don't want to be. And so I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll have to get somebody on at some point to talk about that. But there's one more Treasure Coast school that we're going to touch on who's got a quarterback who's a two-way player and is doing something pretty special over there.
Yeah, man. That
we'll talk a little bit about St. Ed's.
Yeah, Dylan Redmond, man. He looks good. Again, I went to Vero, so I kind of follow them more, but I know St. Ed's is 1-1. They lost their first game and won their second. And the Redmond kid is looking pretty good, man. I don't know much about him. He has 141 total passing yards.
But I think he's a two-way player. I read that he's doing stuff on defense too.
Yeah,
like he's getting tackles and picks.
Pretty sure he had an interception last week. Like we're gonna work on getting his dad on.
Yeah, I know
him
Jason
pretty
really
good.
well, and we'll get him on eventually.
Yeah, and he'll tell us a little bit, and he's going to come and kind of school us on the St. Ed side of things.
He'll probably school us on some podcast radio stuff too. I mean, he used to be a big radio guy, so that'll be interesting to get some tips from him. But loving what St. Ed's is doing, loving what this kid Redmond's doing. I mean, is he committed anywhere? Have you heard? Or I haven't. Not
that I've seen. I don't know. It says what year he is. He's a senior, so
okay,
he's got to be.
Man, I remember him on the Little League field, just killing it. So it's
Did
funny.
You say who? Did you say who Sebastian plays this week?
No, I don't know.
It
who
looks
they
like
play.
I think they play 9-16. Oh, next.
No, 9-16 would be next week, not this week.
So next week they play Sebastian River.
Oh wow.
9-16.
Oh man, we're gonna have to figure out how to cover that game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll get that one taken care of.
Yeah. Well, anything else on the high school football side that you want to cover that you think we need to touch on?
No, man. I think we're good there. We're getting fall baseball cranked up. I know we're big baseball guys, so both the baseball programs with JC and Vero are starting to crank up. So maybe we'll have some information on that too.
Yeah,
coming up.
Usually January. Well, they play a little fall, and then January is kind of when their regular season starts. So yeah, we'll touch on other sports. I looked at the Vero volleyball program just because I was like, hey, what other sports can we cover? Vero volleyball, the girls volleyball, they're 4-4. Don't really know anything about volleyball. I apologize. I'm not a volleyball guy, but I know they're 4-4, and I know that they do have one kid that's committed to Florida that's supposed to be really good. So yeah, we'll do a little work and some research on getting some of these other high school sports involved. But I mean, it's Vero Beach, it's the Treasure Coast. Football is king right now.
Yes, it is.
So if you're a fall sport and you're not really getting too much attention, I apologize. We'll work on getting a little bit more. But yeah, when the spring rolls around, we'll have some baseball and a lot of lacrosse. Like I said, I know the girls lacrosse booster pretty well, booster president. So we'll have him on and we'll talk a little lacrosse too. So
sounds good.
Anyhow, that's gonna do it from Treasure Coast Chatter. Up next is going to be Gridiron Gab. College football, Gridiron Gab. All right, a little college football gridiron gab. Mike, week 1 of college football was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
I love
this
it being
week.
back.
Oh, man. All right. So the first thing on my list, the 3 big Florida schools won. Florida State, Miami.
Yep.
Miami, of course, beat Bethune-Cookman, no question. I mean, that game was going to be what it was.
Starters played half, so.
Right. What was the final score? Like
75 to 10 or 13 or something. Yeah, it was not good. So Tyler Van Dyke got a little work in, which is good. Everybody stayed pretty much healthy, which is all they were looking for in that game.
So were there any big takeaways from Miami in that game, or was it just kind of going through the motions and making sure nobody got hurt?
Yeah, it's BCC. Like our starting running back didn't even play, and Kane still had, I say we, but Kane still had, over 300 yards rushing, so they didn't pass a lot. I think Van Dyke threw like 13 passes, had 2 incompletions.
It must have been warm. I saw that dude puking on the bench. That was pretty funny.
You text me when that happened. Yeah, it was warm.
I'm like, holy cow, this guy is barfing on the bench.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's not a lot of takeaway from Miami. They are playing Southern Miss this week, and kind of a cool storyline for that is Frank Gore Jr., who obviously started at Miami.
Old man Frank Gore.
His son plays for Southern Miss.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay, I didn't know that.
Is their everything on offense.
Well, I mean, it's Southern Miss. I can't imagine. I mean, Brett Favre's not there anymore. So
No, I don't remember. So, Florida and Florida State, man.
So, all right. So, Florida wins. They beat Utah at home in the Swamp. Utah was ranked 7. So, now the Gators are ranked somewhere in the top 15.
Yeah, they got up to
number 12 or something.
Something.
Yep. So, a big win for that program. I mean, they won at the very end, a pick at the end. I mean, everybody figured Utah was going to run this thing in and it was going to be over. But, the Gators pulled out a great victory for them in the Swamp. And then Florida State, with a very bizarre ending. I mean, just nobody wanted to win that game. They beat LSU. It was just insane.
I don't know what the pitch on the goal line was.
Oh my God! For those of you that didn't watch, so Florida State beat LSU by a field goal. I think it was 24-21.
Yep.
So to give you a little recap on this, about 2.5 minutes to go, Florida State's got a punt. The LSU punt returner muffs the ball.
Yep.
Florida State picks it up on like the 5-yard line.
Yep.
Okay. So there's 2 minutes to go. You're up a touchdown. Were they up a touchdown at the point? No, they were only up a field goal.
They were up a field goal.
Yeah, they were up a field goal at the point. So, you figure, all right, you're either going to punch this thing in or you're going to run it 3 times, kill the clock, maybe kick a field goal, go up 6, and then they need a touchdown to beat you. So,
yeah.
Anyway, no, they were up a touchdown. Because
I think it was a touchdown.
Utah. Jesus, this is terrible. LSU needed a touchdown to tie.
That's it.
Okay, so that's right. So LSU, I'm going to recap. Let's go all the way back. We're going to circle all the way back.
Let's start
2.5
again.
minutes to go. Florida State's up a touchdown. They punt. LSU muffs. Florida State picks it up. You need a field goal to win the game because you're up 2 scores with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So they run it. They get down to the 1, and then they decide to do this pitch with about a minute and a half to go, and the guy fumbles. LSU picks it up on the 1. They need to go 99 yards and score a touchdown to tie. They do that. So Florida State's defense is like Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
And LSU gets down there. They score the touchdown, and the block heard around the world. LSU misses an extra point. Florida State blocks it, and they win 24-23. And, that's it. So the takeaway for Florida State is they're still not very good. But the takeaway is LSU isn't either.
Yeah. I could see LSU winning 5 or 6 games and that being about it.
Yeah. Jordan Travis was the MVP.
I like he's coming around, man. All of the 3 quarterbacks for the big 3 in Florida are looking good. Anthony Richardson for Florida. He's fast. Whew.
Yeah.
He took off running a couple times and they couldn't catch him. So I'm excited to see what he has too. I think that probably Utah was maybe a little bit overrated at the beginning of the season.
7, come on, man. They were not,
with kind of a...
And I'm not knocking Florida. Don't get me wrong. I think Florida's a good program, and I think they're a top 15, maybe even a top 10 team. But, I mean, Utah being number 7 was a joke.
I mean, they were... I think Utah was favored by 2.5. So it's like, how do you got an unranked team and then a ranked team that's
playing
top
in the
10?
Swamp, I think,
That gets you a couple points,
Yeah.
but... Yeah, I don't know how good Florida is. It's hard to tell because I don't know how good Utah is going to be.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, it didn't look like they're going to be great.
I'm a firm believer in rankings should be like from week 5 on or, week 6 on because you can't really tell anything. How do you... And I know we're mostly Florida stuff here, but we have to. I mean, Georgia absolutely dismantled Oregon.
Yeah.
Have you?
I mean, I make the argument that Georgia's the best team in the country, and I made that last week. I said, listen, I'm picking Georgia until somebody beats them.
Yeah.
And that includes Alabama. I mean, I think Georgia is just
I agree.
really, really, really good this year. This is just a continuation of last year, and actually the last few seasons. But yeah, they just they went nuts.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I turned it to the game to make sure the score was right.
Yeah.
Because it was so bad.
So what else do we have on our pick'ems there? What other games do you have? That
let me look up. So last week, Mr. I never watched college football was 8-3.
Hey,
and I
go
was
me.
I was 7-4. And I didn't do. We've got it a little better written down this week. I was just kind of chicken scratching our picks last week. I know we both had Ohio State over Notre Dame, right?
Yeah, we got that.
Yep. Hold on, I'm fumbling through my papers here. Northwestern and Nebraska, I think, is one we both.
Yeah, so I picked Nebraska. You didn't say it audibly on the podcast, but you said that you had Nebraska as well.
Yeah,
Northwestern beat them.
I must have. Yeah, I like I said, it was kind of chicken scratchy. I didn't really plan on doing the pick'em thing. I just had kind of wrote them down, and then we decided to do them. So we'll keep a little bit better track this week. But you're up. That's the one thing I do know. So I have to.
All right, 8-3 versus 7-4.
I have to come back from that. Are we going to pick some games this week?
Well, what other games do we want to cover from last week?
So Ohio
Georgia
State
won.
beating Notre Dame.
Ohio State beat Notre Dame.
That was big.
Yeah, that was really close for a long time. And actually, the spread was pretty big. Ohio State was favored by like 20 and a half or something.
Like 20, 21, something like that.
So, so Notre Dame, even though they lost, they covered. And Ohio State put some points on late in that game. So Notre Dame didn't look horrible. Let's put it that way. Against who I consider to be a very good Ohio State team.
Yeah, one of the best teams. So let's see. Was there any other? Pitt, West Virginia was a good game. Close. Pitt won at the end.
That's one that I got on you. I picked Pitt. You picked West Virginia.
Yep. That's just because of my hatred for Pitt, but that's neither here nor there. Another ranked game was Arkansas over Cincinnati, and I think that was one of the other ones we had wrong. I took Cincinnati, and I think
I told you
Arkansas.
I'll always pick the SEC in a game like that.
Yep. So they got that. That's it for big games last week.
Okay. Well, we covered the Florida teams. We covered the top 10, I guess top 20 teams. What do you want to do? You want to do some pick'ems for this week coming up?
Yeah, man. You got some.
I've got a list.
You got the list this week. I did it last week. You got it this week. So.
I have a list of 8. I don't have who I'm gonna pick yet. This is gonna be on the fly. I haven't written this down. But
no spreads, right? We're just doing straight up.
No spread, straight up. I will tell you the spread, but you don't have to beat it. Let's see. All right, first one. Number 16, Arkansas is facing South Carolina, and Arkansas is an 8.5-point favorite. So 2 SEC teams. So, Arkansas coming off a big win over Cincy.
I feel like, South Carolina looked a little sluggish in the start of the game last week. I got to watch that a little bit. I feel like I should take them just for our boy Pomar, but I'm going to go Arkansas.
Okay, well, I'm going to agree with you. I like Poe, but I'm not picking South Carolina because I like them. I'm picking the team I think is going to win, which is Arkansas. The next one that we have is Tennessee, number 24 versus Pitt. And Tennessee, 24 versus 17, but the 24th ranked team is 6.5-point favorite over Pitt.
Yeah.
So, are the Vols going to do it?
Is that a neutral game?
I don't know. I wrote that it's in Pittsburgh, but I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take Tennessee. I'm not a big believer in Pitt.
Yeah, I'm going Pitt again, man. I'm riding them out.
You gonna?
Yeah, and normally, like I said, I would pick the SEC team here, but I hate Tennessee. Have you ever been to Knoxville?
I've drove through it. I've never stopped.
It's the armpit of America. Don't go. It's terrible. Knoxville's a horrible place. Don't go. So yeah, I'm gonna take Pitt on that. So we're different on that one.
Yep.
All right, Houston and Texas Tech. Houston is ranked. They're number 25. Texas Tech is favored. They're unranked, but they're favored by 3.
Yeah, I've not got to watch either of these teams, so I'm going to go with Houston just off of – I know they were pretty good last year. I'm going to go Houston.
All right, I'm going to go Texas Tech because they're the favorite, and I'm just not a fan of Houston. I don't like Houston. I don't like anybody in that conference.
The other armpit of America?
No, I don't know. I mean, I've been to Houston. Houston's not a bad place if you're the Astros I'm not happy about. But, yeah, I'm going Texas Tech. Yeah.
All right.
Then you have number 12, Florida.
Yep.
A 5-point favorite over number 20, Kentucky.
That game is in Kentucky?
It looks like it. That's how I wrote it down, Mike. I don't know where it is.
I think it's in I think it's in Florida. I think it's at Florida.
Okay. Well, I'm kind
I
of surprised
think.
they're only a 5-point favorite
Is it?
then.
I mean, they're on
It's
the
in
bottom.
Florida, yeah. It's
So,
in Gainesville.
I can't buy into Florida yet. I can't
But
do
you
it.
can buy into Kentucky? Is Jared Lorenzen throwing the ball? What's going on here?
Well, maybe this is more on my hatred for Florida, but the Levis kid that Kentucky has at quarterback is pretty good. So
Okay.
they have Will Levis at quarterback, so I'll ride with him over Anthony Richardson this week and see what happens.
I think
you're going to go Gators, but
I'm going Gators 100%. I'm not a Gator fan. I hate them, but I'm going Gators for sure. All right.
we're way different on. We have
Holy cow.
one the same.
All right. You got USC, who's ranked number 10 now, a 9-point favorite over Stanford.
I like USC big.
Yeah, I don't really get to watch a lot of these games out west. They're usually on at 10 o'clock at night, past my bedtime. I'm going to take USC. They're ranked 10. They're a 9-point favorite. Stanford's unranked. I know nothing about either team.
I mean, they got USC has Caleb Williams. He's their leading passer and rusher, so he's a good quarterback. So we'll ride with that.
All right.
I like Caleb Williams. I don't know that Stanford's going to do much this year. But they have a pretty good quarterback, so we'll see. I like SC in this one.
All right, me too. So we're the same there. Go Trojans. All right, number 21, BYU versus number 9, Baylor. And I have that BYU's a 3.5-point favorite.
Yeah,
Would
I think
be
it's
right.
It's 4 now.
It's 4.
Yeah,
wow.
on ESPN. So
Well,
wow,
why is that?
I don't know.
Are they playing?
They're in BYU, so they're
Okay.
in. It's
So they're
Provo,
playing
right?
Yeah, I don't know where the hell they play.
Provo
Utah somewhere.
It's Provo.
Provo. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
that's huge.
A 4-point swing. I'm
A
taking
top 10 team.
I'm taking Baylor straight up. Forget the points. I'm taking money line Baylor.
I'm going Baylor too.
Wow,
I'm going
okay.
Baylor. I'm going
I didn't
Baylor.
talk you into that, did I?
No,
Okay.
I'm going Baylor. I didn't realize that BYU was favored.
Yeah.
So I'm going Baylor with you.
All right.
We're both riding Baylor.
Man, is
I
that
like
a trap game? Did Vegas just trap us?
I don't know, but I like Baylor as a dark horse playoff team. So
Vegas just trapped us. BYU's going to win by 50.
probably, but I'm still riding with Baylor.
Yeah, I'm still riding with Baylor too. All right.
I think they're a borderline playoff team this year.
All right. Well, I hope you're right. Sick 'em. UCF, 6.5-point favorite over Louisville. Neither team's ranked. This is a Florida team, so we got to throw them in there.
Yeah, man.
UCF and Louisville. Who are you taking?
Louisville did not look good in week 1. Malik Cunningham threw 2 interceptions. John Reese Plumlee for UCF. I don't remember who he used to play for, but he played for a bigger time school and then
The
came
name rings a bell. for
down
sure.
to.
Is he a Gator? Plumlee
I
rings
don't
a bell.
remember who he was committed to, but he looked good in week 1. He threw 4 touchdowns, 308 yards. I think I'm going to go with just because I watched the Louisville game and they just did not look good. So I'm going to go UCF over Louisville. I like Plumlee a lot.
Yeah, I hate both teams, but I'll pick UCF just because they're favored, and you're telling me Louisville looked bad, so I'll take UCF.
They didn't look good.
All right, your boys. Number 15, Miami versus Southern Miss.
Miami big.
I mean,
big.
25.5-point favorite.
Big. Are you taking the underdog?
Hell no. Miami, man. I'm, again, not a Miami fan, but, if Frank Gore's kid is running for Southern Miss, I don't know if Miami covers, but, I mean, shit, they won by 60 points against
They're gonna cover. I mean, they're gonna game plan against Frank Gore. He's literally all they have.
Yeah, stick 8 in the box and call
Yeah,
it a day.
and Miami rested some guys last week and are getting healthy and really didn't show any of their. And they may not show much of the offense this week either going into Texas A&M, but I like Miami big. I like Miami to cover.
All right.
So
I'm taking Miami. I'm neutral on if they cover or not, but that doesn't matter because we're just playing straight up. I'll take Miami to beat Southern Miss. Now we do have a couple of games for week 3, but I think we're going to do this every week now.
Yeah.
So we'll save week 3 for next week.
I'm in it for week
we'll go
3.
there. Okay. Big Miami versus Texas
Is
A&M.
FSU off this week?
They're off this week.
Okay,
Yeah.
because they played that week
They need
0.
to relax after that heart attack that they gave me.
They played that week 0 game.
That's right.
That first week against
Oh,
Duquesne.
that's right.
So
yeah, Duquesne.
Duquesne.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's going to do it for Gridiron Gab. Do you have anything else?
Nope.
All right. Up next, we are actually going to have our very first guest, Little League President Jason Pomar.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. 772 Sports is brought to you by Vero Beach Social Media, your local digital marketing agency. From Facebook advertising to graphic design to podcast production, Vero Beach Social Media has you covered. Contact them today at 772-999-6636 or visit verobeachsocialmedia.com. All right, everybody, we have the president of Vero Beach Little League, Jason Pomar, on the line. How are you today, man?
Good morning, my friends.
So we've got fall ball coming around for Little League. You excited?
Very excited, very excited. Lots of new things going on, new divisions. Just love keeping these kids busy.
Yeah, man, it's good stuff. So we were out there with you last week a little bit working on the new fields. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so basically we were able to obtain the Michael Field / Jake Owen Field complex, whatever you want to call it, from the city. Those came available. And we were able to take advantage of securing that lease. So we will fortunately be able to do more games, make our schedule much easier, not tear up just only one field. Now we can tear up 5 fields. Lots of good stuff. Great stuff.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I know that in the last couple of years, field availability has really been an issue. The very first spring season, renting fields out at South County sounds all fine and dandy because you have 4, but there were scheduling conflicts and pretty massive cost to that. And then going back to Thompson and only having 1 field in which you're using 6 days a week. We used to joke, we need Sunday to rest. How much do you think you're going to be able to get these fields to rest now? Because I think that's a big issue.
Well, that's, the good thing is lots of the big stuff, the important stuff, that can all be, for the most part, done on the Jake Owen turf field where, obviously there's very little to no maintenance on that. And so that will, that field alone will alleviate a tremendous amount of pressure to, if we, we're actually in the process of resodding an infield on, the long-standing Michael Field, which just had to be done when we took it over. It was just not in playing shape, and we take pride in getting these fields, as best as humanly possible and as safe as humanly possible for them to play and enjoy. And so, so that's what we're doing.
So one more thing that the Jake Owen Field opens up is your ability to have longer bases and a longer mound. Do you want to elaborate a little bit on the new division that you guys are going to have this year?
Absolutely. With that, with that being a 200-foot field, and when they originally built it, they had some bases pegged at Little League distance and some senior league distance. And so what we're going to take advantage of is we're going to bring, I don't know if you want to call it bring back or institute a 13-14 division, which we would prefer them being on a longer field, like a Bob Summers over at the beach, which is right around 300 feet. But we're going to kind of counterbalance that with putting wood bats in the kids' hands, which will just kind of create another cool aspect to what we're trying to do, and also hopefully not make it just a home run derby on that field. So it'll be good for the kids to swing the wood and get the feel of trying to barrel up a ball with a bat that if you don't hit it right, it really doesn't go that far. So
that's so awesome, and I just hope that we had a batting practice out there with a wood bat on Monday, and the first swing one of the kids took, he broke his bat. So they're gonna learn how to hit it on the sweet spot real quick.
Well, that's the whole point, and and also it gives some underdeveloped pitchers, players, it gives them another year or two to physically develop some more, and gives them the opportunity to continue playing if that's what they wish to do. And at the end of the day, that's really all that's our mission. That's what it's always been, and that's what it will always be.
Yeah,
we're extremely happy to provide that.
Yeah, no, it's something that was really needed. I mean, I remember when we were growing up, the natural progression was playing at Thompson and Michael Field and then playing over on the river. at Summers, and that just wasn't there for the last couple of years. And the kids that don't want to play middle school or don't have the time to play middle school, there's something lacking in between Little League and high school for those kids. So I think it's great.
It can be intimidating. It can be intimidating, if you're not a travel ball kid per se, or, just one of the kids that has, whether they grew up in the sport and, had a baseball in their hand when they were 2, or a more physically developed kid that's, at just a slightly more advanced stage at this point. I'm a believer in late bloomers. I'm a believer in kids, developing, at their own pace. And, what we're trying to do is just keep them prepared and keep them fundamentally sound so that as they grow into their bodies that, the game's there to kind of click in and make it all work.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of just keeping kids involved in the game.
For sure.
Period. I mean, whether they're playing or just being involved or watching. I mean, we're all, you especially, are baseball evangelists, and you don't have to be a Major League Baseball player to be, an advocate for the sport. And if it's not there for the kids to play, then they're going to find something else to do. Whether that's, another sport, hopefully another sport, but worst case, they're sitting around playing video games or whatever. We want them to be outside running around and hopefully playing baseball. So this definitely offers an opportunity that, again, you guys are doing amazing things. For those of you that are listening that don't really know the background, Little League was gone for a long time. Came back again, only had that one field, and now there's 4 or possibly 5. Are you guys going to use? So you have Michael Field, you have we call it Little Fenway, I guess, and then Jake Owen Field. There's one other field or 2 other fields there. Are you guys able to use that at all, or is that just kind of scrapped for now?
So that one field that was outside of the Jake Owen Park, that's parking lot.
Gotcha.
That I'm
as it
not
probably
sure
should be.
There's definitely, if you run a nice tournament, or if you have 3 divisional games and 3 separate divisions all at one time, you're going to need that additional parking space. And I'm not sure if the city kind of really wanted a field right there. I'm
sure there are all sorts of zoning issues with that.
with our 2 fields, at Thompson, the T-ball field and Thompson, which, we can obviously play any division other than the 13-14. We're good. We have some, situations where we can move things around and make it fit. So that's just one of the super positives of taking over this complex.
Okay, so just a little bit about what you guys have coming up. I know you have 2 events coming up, and maybe you just want to touch on those a little bit. I know you have the annual meeting, and then do you have an umpires clinic as well?
Yeah, so we have our annual, we do an annual meeting once a year. It's in our Little League Constitution. So it's next Wednesday at the fairgrounds. It's open to the public. But it's really important for I guess you would call it the general members. And I don't think some people realize that they're an actual general member just by being a parent of a player, a volunteer, a coach, an umpire, anyone that's been really helped volunteer or take some part in Little League. You're a general member, and your presence is greatly wanted and appreciated because we go over what's going on with the league, our how we spend our fundraised dollars, things that we're looking forward to spend money on, future projects, registration numbers, installation of new board members. So it's a very informative, important meeting, part of the process.
Yeah.
And then September 24th, I think.
Yep, I'm looking at it. That's what
right
you have.
on that. September 24th. It's a Saturday morning at the Jake Owen baseball field. We are going to do a 4-hour umpire clinic. So anyone that's out there that has any inkling or want to volunteer and want to give a shot at umpiring, this clinic is for you.
And I'll tell you, as a parent of a couple Little League kids for the last few years, the biggest issue with Little League is getting umpires. So if you're listening to this podcast and you want to know how you can help Little League, the very first most important thing would be become an umpire, come to this clinic, and learn how to do it, because golly, Little League needs some help with umpires. So.
Yep.
We do. It's a very, very, no credit given. The only time you ever hear about an umpire is usually on a negative side. If it's a great game, called great game, you usually don't hear much about it. So again, our mission is to just feed anyone that wants, information on how to, fundamentally be an umpire behind the plate, on the bases, strike zone, the way of setting up, and just general knowledge about baseball. You'd be doing Little League a tremendous favor.
Love it, man. We love Little League around here. So I know we both have boys that are going to be playing this year, Curtis and I. So we're happy that 13-14 got started. I think I'm good on Little League stuff, Curtis, unless you have something.
I just want to thank you, Jason, for all the work that you do with them. For those of you, again, that don't know, I mean, the entire board is a volunteer position, and nobody's getting paid. And Jason literally works, I would say, at least 40 hours a week on Little League stuff. And I know that he won't disagree. He's a little humble about it, but he won't disagree. But we just really, really want to thank you for all the time and effort that you've put into this, because getting Little League back was tough, but getting it to stay continuously running is even tougher. And you guys are really doing a tremendous job with all the expansions and everything that you're doing. I speak for every Little League parent out there. We really, really thank you for all your hard work and effort. So
it's I love doing it, and many people did it before me, and many people. I literally played on Thompson Field back in '88.
Yep,
which is funny, but I mean, so many people paved the way and showed the importance of volunteering and just being there for kids, and you just don't realize what you can do for them.
Yeah, man, we love it, and
just by doing simple things, and I got a lot of knowledge, and I love giving it out.
It's awesome, man, and people don't realize your kid's been out of Little League for like 2 years now.
Yeah,
so he's off doing his own thing, excelling. Yeah, so I think we're good. I mean, I don't know about Curtis, but I want to have you back for one of our college football talks, because I got some questions about your Hurricanes official visit when you went on there. So for anybody that don't know, Jason was a pretty big star at baseball and football, played for South Carolina, the Gamecocks. So I've got some questions for him when we do some college football talk.
For sure, that'd be a good day.
Yeah, I have a feeling Jason will be a persistent and consistent guest on this podcast, and it is an honor to have you as the very first guest of this podcast.
I'll be here as much as you guys will have me.
Awesome.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Don't say that. We might need a third host.
Well, listen, man, thank you very much for taking the time this morning to join us, and we're looking forward to Little League this year.
Awesome, boys. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, Jay.
Pleasure. Have a great day.
All right, buddy. See you.
See you.
772 Sports is brought to you by the Higgins Home Group. Let the tag team of Mike and Vicky Higgins help you either find your dream home or sell your current home for top dollar. The Higgins Home Group is one of Dale Sorensen Real Estate's premier real estate teams. Give them a call at 772-532-8148. Around the Horn. All right, here's our Around the Horn segment from the 772 Sports podcast. We want to talk a little bit. What do you want to talk about first? The MVP race in the AL?
Let's do it. I like it.
All right. So you got Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. You tweeted or Facebooked or something about Ohtani, and it would be tough for you to be a voter. And I said something to the effect of, I would vote for Ohtani with confidence.
Yep.
I might need to retract that a little bit. And here's why. All right. So Shohei Ohtani, I've said this forever. Not forever, but I guess since he's come in the league, he's the greatest baseball player any of us have ever seen.
Yeah.
All right. And you can argue about Ruth or whatever, but I didn't see Ruth. He didn't have a training program. He faced 80-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Yeah.
He wasn't facing anybody.
Anybody that our listeners seen, he's better than.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any Babe Ruth.
Right. I always said Willie Mays is the greatest baseball player of all time.
Yeah.
Because he played, in current baseball standards.
Right.
But I think Ohtani's better. All that being said, have you seen how much Aaron Judge is beating all these other guys by? And so Judge has 52 home runs.
Yeah.
The number 2 guy in the American League, I think, has 32.
The number 2 guy overall has 36.
Right. But I do think Ohtani is that guy at number 2 in the AL.
In the AL?
Yeah. So, I mean, this will be tough for voters. Again, I'm still picking Ohtani. Don't get me wrong. I don't think I have a solid argument against Judge, though. I mean, he is just He's dominating all these
Yeah.
categories.
Yeah, I mean, what, they have like 30 games left. He's already got 117 RBIs.
Right.
I mean, he's
probably going to get 60 home runs. I mean, the American League record's 61. Roger
It's-
Maris.
he's slugging 682. OPS is 1085. He's
This is, you know what this reminds me of? Well, reminds me of, I wasn't alive, but Ted Williams hit 406. I think
Yeah.
it was 1941.
Yeah.
He did not win the MVP. Do you know why?
who
This
was
is a good trivia question.
who was in there with him.
Joe DiMaggio won.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Nope.
He hit 56 straight games that year. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of wild. A guy that hit 406 didn't win the MVP
Yeah.
because Joe DiMaggio hit in 56 straight games. So that's what's going to happen this year. You're
Yeah.
either going to have Judge win the MVP, and you're going to have a guy like Shohei Ohtani who's done things that literally nobody's ever seen.
Yeah.
Or you're going to have Ohtani win the MVP, and Judge is going to break 1,000 American League records
Yeah.
and not get it. And it's unfortunate because they're both better than anybody in the National League.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I Goldschmidt's hitting 329. There's some
I mean, listen, Goldschmidt's having a great season, but he's not doing anything anywhere near what Judge or Ohtani are
Right.
doing. I
Right.
mean, it's just unreal. How many home runs does Goldschmidt have?
So 34?
Okay, 34. And Judge has 52.
So Judge has 52 and hitting over 300.
Right.
So,
Right. And I think leads the league in walks. I mean, this is like a Barry Bonds type season.
yeah. He's second to Soto.
Okay, so Soto has the most
Soto
walks.
has
But
him
in the
walks.
American League, Judge leads
Judge
the
is
American
number
League
one,
in
yep.
walks, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to mildly retract my statement. I'm still voting Ohtani, but not with as much confidence as I was a week ago.
Yeah, if I have a vote, it's for Ohtani. The only reason I think he's not going to win is just because he won it last year and Judge is just taken off. I mean, Ohtani's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's been unreal, man. He's been unreal.
he's in the top 10 in ERA as well. So,
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm getting at. So my argument was always, hey, well, Judge is having this great season. I always say, well, what's Judge's ERA?
Yeah.
And then it's, well, he's not a pitcher. It's like, okay, well, then he's not the best player in the league.
Yeah.
This guy that's doing both is.
Ohtani has 181 strikeouts. It's his numbers are so ridiculous.
Yeah. So
I don't know how I don't think you can go wrong either way. I'm not going to be upset when Judge wins it.
Yeah, again, my vote's for Ohtani, but I see what Judge is doing, and I see all you guys that are making those arguments. So that's all I wanted to say.
No, yeah, I agree. And do you think NL is clear cut Goldschmidt?
It should be.
Yeah.
I mean, he's having the best season of anybody.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are doing really well right now. They're probably going to make the playoffs. I don't see how you don't. I don't see how you don't give it to Goldschmidt right now. I mean, you can make some arguments. Mookie Betts is having a great season, and on a team that's going to win probably 110 games.
Right.
So you talk about value there. But really, I guess the question would be, if the Cardinals kind of flop into this playoff thing, would they be there without Goldschmidt? And that's kind of how I look at things. And that's an argument against Ohtani. Going back to that argument is, the Angels suck.
Yeah.
So how valuable are you if your team sucks?
Yeah.
But it's like, you're carrying the whole team.
Yeah,
You're doing things that nobody's ever seen.
Him getting buried in the Angels he's out of there.
It's a shame, man.
Right?
It's a shame. Yeah,
he's got one more year and he's out of there.
Yeah, I would hope so. But anyway, so we kind of segued a little bit into the Cardinals and Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
Your buddy, old man Al, Pujols.
Yeah.
All right, is he going to get to 700? He's at 695.
I just have to say yes. Like the righties hitting him. I guess it's, I've not done a ton of research on who they're facing going now, but he starts against lefties.
Every time the Cardinals face a lefty, he's going to start.
Yep.
Again, it's impossible to project how many lefties he's going to face through the end of the season.
Yep.
If they have 30 games left, you figure 10 or 12.
Yep.
All right, so that means he's got to hit a home run every other game.
Yep.
Well, just about every other game.
And he'll have a pinch hitter. He'll pinch hit every game probably once that he's not playing.
Yeah, late in the game. I mean, even if it's a righty and maybe...
So maybe 60, 70 more at-bats? Something like that?
I don't know, man. I mean... Can you hit 5 home runs and 60 at bats? Again, the rate he's going.
During our last pod, I would have said probably not, but the way he's hitting him now, it's...
I think he's gonna sit at like 698,
He hit
699.
like his farthest home run in like 5 years, his last one.
What's got in him? Don't tell me it's a pharmaceutical.
No, we're not going to go there.
Okay, all right.
He accidentally took some ringworm cream.
Right. A little Tatis medicine.
No, we're going to go all natural with him.
All right, so does Pujols hit 700? You got to tell me today.
I'll say yes.
September 7th.
Yes.
All right, I'm saying no.
That's more for me wanting it than actually. I'm saying yes.
Is there another player in the major leagues that everybody universally is rooting for like this? I mean, with Judge, I mean, you have guys that hate the Yankees and don't want them to do well.
Yeah. Freddie Freeman, maybe people
love Freeman, but I mean, he's not chasing anything in particular.
Nobody that's chasing it.
I mean, the last time I remember baseball fans, every baseball fan getting behind somebody was McGuire when he was going for the home run record. So it's a story that you want to have a happy ending.
Yeah.
It's
going to be hard.
I can't do the math to get him there.
He's got one more to get to A-Rod.
696 is A-Rod.
So he's 695.
Yep, he's got one more to tie A-Rod.
So two more.
Yeah, I think he's going to sit. All right, you're saying 700. What do you say, 7 on the dot?
On the button.
I'm saying 698.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. If he gets to 699 and it's the last game of the year, do you groove one to him?
You got to. Especially if you're playing like the Pirates or somebody that's not in the playoff hunt.
We got to look up and see who their last series is.
I can tell you right now.
Because if it's a no-name September call-up that, you gotta give him a shot, right?
I think so.
You gotta.
I don't see...
Position player, somebody's got to get up there and just throw one in there.
Call me in, I'll do it.
Right?
I'll be that guy. Let's see. I got their schedule up.
All
so
right.
They play
Piggy's
Pittsburgh.
got it. Oh my God! All right, so they're playing the Pirates at the end of the season. It's going to be a Sunday at 3, right?
5 games, 6 games, 6 games against Pittsburgh to end the season.
Wait a minute, that can't be right.
Is that going to
Usually
change?
the season ends on a Sunday. That's wild. So they've got the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. September 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Maybe MLB changed it this year where they end on a Wednesday.
Well, we got with the late start with all the labor stuff.
That's right.
Everything got backed up. That's why we're playing regular season games into October.
6 games against Pittsburgh
to end the season.
And again, all right, so what do the standings look like for the Cardinals? Can they afford to just throw Pujols in every game and start them and play them? They're in a fight. They're in a little fight in the Central, right?
That's going to be another. They're who's their closest? Brewers, right?
Yeah.
They're 8.5 up, so it's not
okay.
They're not like in a super big dog fight.
So they're not going to squeak in. I was wrong. They're not going to squeak in. Goldschmidt still deserves the MVP. They're not going to squeak in. They're going to clinch this thing in that 6-game set. You got to start them and play them every game.
You got to. Right. He's 5 away.
Yeah, man.
You got to.
All right.
Not only that, he's also playing good, so you can't really.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
And they have a DH. Like, you don't have to put him in the field.
Yeah,
watching that guy have to walk around is
He's not
painful.
Joey Gallowan.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I still say 698. I'm living by that.
Yep.
You're saying
I'm
700.
going 700 on the button.
We figured out the math to get him to 700, though. You just play the shit out of him at the end of the season.
Yeah. Them 6 games against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you can get 30 at-bats.
Every game.
Yeah. 25, 30 at-bats in that series alone.
Yep.
So, all right. Pujols, good luck, buddy. We're rooting for you.
Yes, we are.
Mets and Braves, NL East, they are tied today.
Braves
September
ran them
7th.
down. Yep.
They are tied. The Braves have run them down. The Mets won 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers and thought they won the World Series, and now all of a sudden they can't win a ball game. What's going to happen? I mean, listen, they're both going to make it. They're both going to be, one's going to be a wild card, one's going to win a division.
Yeah.
The question is, one of those is probably going to be the 2 seed getting that bye, right?
Yep, I would think so.
Isn't that how that works?
No. Mets.
Well, that's what I'm saying. One of those 2.
Now. Yep,
one of those 2 teams will be the 2. So that's huge. I mean, you want to win that division.
Yeah.
Who wins it? Do the Braves have enough momentum? Are the Mets just kind of in a slump right now? You see them picking up.
Well, I saw last week that Scherzer had to leave a game because of fatigue. Right. So how long is that going to be an issue?
I don't know. I mean, who knows? With
left side fatigue, this is what gets me about him.
Pitches too much. He didn't pitch enough.
Right. Last year, he's complaining about the Dodgers because Dave Roberts set him a little bit at the end of the season to rest him up. And then, he says that affected him in the playoffs when Roberts noticed him getting fatigued. Now this year, he plays the whole year and he's still pitching every, 5th day. And now he comes out fatigued. It's like...
Well, I think the reality is he's 37.
Yeah.
36, 37, 38. I mean, he's not a kid. I think that, your body starts to break down a little bit when you've played professional baseball your whole life. And you really don't know.
Yeah.
Is it because I sat too long? We make this argument all the time about bye weeks in the NFL. Like, is that good? Is that bad? Do you want to sit your starters, at the end of the season? Nobody really knows what causes your body to break down like this and to create injuries like this. So, Scherzer, I think, is just stabbing in the dark, saying it's overworked, it's overused, it's underused, it's whatever.
Yeah.
He's just not a kid.
Yeah.
That's it. So if he's back, if he's not sitting too long, and if he's back, and DeGrom looks like he's back, oh my God, man, he looks great. I have to say the Mets still take that division, right? How long can Spencer Strider for the Braves just keep doing
16
what he's
strikeouts
doing?
his last outing. I don't know, but I've said that all year. Like,
Yeah.
Strider's got to hit a something at some point, right? But they just got Kyle Wright's balling.
Yeah.
Max Fried's balling.
Yeah. Olsen looks good at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's going to be a fun race to watch.
It's too close to call for me.
Okay,
I
I'm
think
still
it could be
taking
either.
Mets.
I just, for argument's sake, I'll take the Braves. I think they have enough pitching. I think their lineup is maybe a little bit deeper with Harris and all them guys.
Yeah,
Vaughn
Michael
Grissom.
Harris. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. So, is the National League locked up? You think, as far as playoff spots, or the only team out of it that has a chance? I think is Milwaukee.
Yeah, and I think they've kind of just died. We talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that they had a shot. I mean, listen, San Diego's going to get that spot.
They're 3 games back. I don't see them.
And listen, 3 games with 30 to go is not
Yeah,
a lot. But I just, watching every day and watching momentum and how it's swinging, I just don't see Milwaukee making it. Now, again, I'm not betting the farm on that.
Right.
Next week we talk, and Milwaukee could be right back in it. But today, I don't
But that's the only team. I don't think anybody under that's 8 back is too far to make up, right? San Fran.
Yeah, and they're just not playing
back.
great.
So so the only other team is really the Brewers. I think the divisions other than Braves Mets is wrapped up. Dodgers are wrapped up.
St. Louis 8.5.
St. Louis is 8.5 up. They're wrapped up. So we're good with those.
Yeah.
For the playoff spots.
Yeah, but then if you want to segue that into the American League Central, you got a little race kicking there. You got Cleveland, Minnesota, and Chicago all kind of.
Yeah, man. They're Chicago has sort of picked it up in the last week.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll eat crow. I was like, oh, La Russa's lost this team, but they're playing well. I don't know specific numbers. You got the numbers in front of you, but
they're 5-5 in their last 10, but I think it's like three in a row.
Right. So
they lost last night to Seattle, but there was like 3 or 4 in a row before that. So and then Cleveland's kind of been coming backwards, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
they're 4-6 in their last 10.
I think they call it regression to the mean.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all the 3 of these teams are all pretty evenly suited, and I think in the last podcast, Cleveland's going to win this thing. It's over, and it doesn't look like it.
No, that's going to be a fun race. Now there's 3 teams within 3 games, so Cleveland, Minnesota, Chicago.
I still think Cleveland wins it. I'm still sticking with my with my thought process there.
Yeah.
I think they win that division, but yeah, I mean that's really, I mean the West is wrapped up, right? And can
10
the Yankees
games back?
Can the Yankees lose? I mean, can the Yankees lose this massive lead they had? I mean, what are they, 4 up?
They're 4.5 up.
4.5.
4-6 in their last 10, and Tampa Bay and Toronto are both 7-3, nipping on their heels.
Yeah.
So, and I think Baltimore's a year away, but that story's been cool too.
Yeah. What are they, like a game out of the wild card? Pull up
let's see. Let's go to AL. 3.5 out of the last spot.
Yeah, 3.5. That's going to be hard to make.
They've had a lot of.
But yeah, I mean they're there next year.
But
right?
they play Toronto. Coming down the stretch, they play a bunch of these teams that are in front of them. So, it's Baltimore, Minnesota, Chicago. So, whoever doesn't win that division is not making the playoffs.
Right. That's wild.
Cleveland. So it's Cleveland, Minnesota, or Chicago. One of them's making the playoffs. The others aren't. I don't think going to be able to, because they're 6 back. So they're 2.5 back.
Because you have Tampa Bay and
Baltimore.
Seattle are going to take the other 2
spots,
or the Yankees and Seattle.
I mean, unless something happens, but I don't think Seattle's pitching. Man, their young pitching has been phenomenal.
And then they
Julio
went out and got
Rodriguez,
Castillo, man.
Castillo.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. They're good.
So. All right. Well, that's all the thing. That's everything I had for MLB for this week. Again,
we already talked milestone. Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. Next up, we're gonna have NFL's Chalk Talk. NFL's Chalk Talk. All right, now it's time for our NFL Chalk Talk segment. We've got the season starting this week. Again, I think this podcast is going to come out on Thursday the 8th, and that will be technically opening day. For NFL. I love how they start on Thursday.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
You know what they don't have this year, though, which is interesting, is 2 Monday night games.
I saw that too. I'm like, oh.
I wonder why that is. It's interesting.
I don't know. I always like to fall asleep with the Monday night game, the late Monday night game on.
That's right. So, we'll have to watch the whole Monday night game this year. But yeah, we've got a slew of games. Every team's playing this week, as they do for the first 3 or 4 weeks before bye week start. But yeah, so what is your take this season on the NFL? What's going to happen?
I'm excited. I think the Dolphins are finally maybe back in the playoff picture. I don't remember a time when we've had so many good quarterbacks, man. It's like every team has a star quarterback except for maybe Houston.
You know what I read this morning, or maybe it was last night? This is the first time, I think, since 2007 that a rookie will not start week 1 at quarterback. A rookie quarterback will not start week 1. Because they named Mitchell Trubisky. Pittsburgh named Mitch Trubisky the starter over Kenny Pickett.
That's a little...
And the captain. They named him the starting quarterback and the captain of the team. It's like, dude, this guy might not be starting in week 4.
It makes me feel like Pickett wasn't even close, but...
It must not have been.
Pickett looked pretty good in the preseason, I thought. Yeah. And if you're, I feel like you kind of know what you're going to get with Trubisky, right? Like,
Yeah. Maybe that's it. They know what they have. So it's let's go with what we know and not with what we don't. But
but I agree with you about Pickett. I don't think will take him long to get that job.
Yeah. But going back to what you were talking about with quarterbacks, I mean, there's 15, 20 quarterbacks that I think could win a Super Bowl this year.
Who has bad quarterbacks? I mean, it's...
Well, I mean, listen, you go down a list and figure somebody. I mean, Seattle does not look like they're set at quarterback.
Right. That's a stopgap for them to pick somebody for next year.
Yeah, I mean, Jacksonville's got Trevor Lawrence, but he was great in college.
He's going to take a big leap forward this year, I think.
He's going to have to. I mean, the Jets, I don't know who you have. I mean, is Wilson really the guy? I mean, he's hanging out with MILFs all day, I guess, but I don't know if he's the guy.
Browns,
I mean, listen, they will. Week 11 or 12 or 13 or 14 or whenever they get him. I mean,
unless he gets more massages and then...
Yeah. And then the Giants with Daniel Jones. I mean, is he the answer there?
This is his year. So. This is not his year. This is his year to figure out whether or not he's going to be the starter of the Giants moving forward. So,
yeah. Well, and then the Commanders. I mean, they have Carson Wentz. So good luck. As a Colts fan, I can tell you, good luck. That's all I'll say. But yeah, I mean, literally every other team. I mean, I don't know, Atlanta. I mean,
who is that?
I don't know who they're starting there.
Mariota, right?
I guess.
Yeah, it's Mariota.
Yeah, again, whatever. Good luck. But, I mean, all right, so what do we rattle off? 7, 8, 9, something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, so that means there's 20 teams, 25 teams that have starters. Yeah. And I have this friend, Don Clemens, who used to be the linebackers coach for the Detroit Lions, and he has a list. And actually, if he's listening to this, it would be kind of interesting to get a message from him. We could talk about it next week. But he's got a list that he keeps in his wallet, okay? And he ranks every quarterback in the NFL, and he draws a line, and he says, these are the only teams that can win the Super Bowl.
Right.
And you got to be a top quarterback.
Right.
Very rarely do you get the Trent Dilfers or do you get the guys that just kind of, the Joe Flaccos that kind of get you there. Game managers can't win Super Bowls anymore.
Right.
Okay? You got to have a top quarterback. But what I'm getting at is there are 20 teams.
Right. With a quarterback
that can do it.
Yeah.
Now, you may not have the running game, the wide receivers, the defense, so on and so forth,
yeah.
but you've got the anchor. And that's exciting for NFL fans because you could be a fan of literally any of these teams and know we got a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, again, listen, Seattle, you probably don't have a shot. I'm sorry.
Right.
Atlanta, you probably don't have a shot.
Texans,
but I mean, there's a lot of these teams that have a legitimate shot, and that's what's so exciting about the beginning of the NFL season to me.
It's the deepest year that I can remember where you can't say, like you could say, like you said, 20 teams have a legit shot.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Are the running backs going to stay healthy, or is their defense going to be good? We don't know, but I'm excited for this year.
Yeah, no, me too, man. All right, so I'm not going to ask you to go through the whole playoff list. I actually happen to have one in front of me that I picked for another pool that I'm in, but I do have the 14 playoff teams that I think are going to make it.
All right, do you want to pop through and we'll just go real fast division by division and just say who we think's going to win and who can possibly get the wild card there? We won't spend too much time on it, but
let's go. AFC East, go for it.
I got Bills winning the division.
I have Bills winning the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. So they're one of my Super Bowl teams.
They're my number one team. Yeah, I got them winning the Super Bowl. So I got them winning the division.
You got anybody? I have Dolphins making the wild card. Or
nobody else in the East. I got nobody else in the East.
I'm going to rephrase it. So the Dolphins, I got them making the wild card. Do you have still nothing? Can't talk you into it?
No. Nope.
All right.
Nope. I do have Miami winning like 10 games this year. 9, 10 games.
Not going to be enough.
I don't think it's going to be enough.
So, I don't know if they're going to get the wild card. Like I said, I put probably 6 or 7 teams on here that I think could be in the hunt for it. So, Dolphins are one of them. I think they might be a year away, but it's going to all depend on Tua.
All right. What do you got for the AFC North? The Norris division.
I got the Bengals.
Bengals, okay.
I got the Bengals winning the division, Ravens getting the wild card.
I have the exact same thing. But did you know that the Ravens are favored to win the division in Vegas?
I believe it.
The Ravens are favored in Cincy's second, but I still have Cincy winning. Hey, listen, you make the Super Bowl, I got you winning the division the next year.
Yeah, I like Joe Mixon with
Oh my God! I mean, I like Cincy's team. They're
Yeah.
good. I mean, Burrow. You got Chase.
Burrow,
you got
yep.
I mean,
T.
Cincy's
Higgins.
got a really good team.
T. Higgins is good.
So all right, so we both have the same. We have Cincy winning. Baltimore's a wild card.
Yep.
AFC South.
I've got.
No, you're looking at me funny.
I'm back and forth. I'm literally
gosh.
50-50. So I have.
Oh my gosh.
I have.
All right, that's the end of this podcast. Thanks for listening. No, I'm
I
just
have
kidding.
Titans winning the division right now, but I have Colts easy wild card, like top wild card team.
So I have the Colts winning the division and nobody else in the AFC South making the playoffs.
So I'm riding on Tannehill this year.
Got to.
He's gonna have a bounce back year. I'm calling it. He's gonna be big, and they have to. I don't know. I guess if Robert Woods is healthy, that'll help them at receiver.
Yeah. I mean, Derrick Henry's going to carry this team.
Yeah.
And you need Tannehill. Again, you need Tannehill to be the guy.
Yeah, and he can run a little bit, man. I like Tannehill.
Well, he's a wide receiver his first 2 years in college.
This is the one I was least confident about. I think either Colts or Titans could win the division. There's a scenario where I could see the Colts running away with it if Matt Ryan is good.
Yeah.
Like he's just getting old.
Yeah, well, I think that all the stuff that I'm reading about the Colts, they said last year, we just kind of went out and we ran plays and we kind of made plays. And they said this year, Matt Ryan's telling us, you need to be in that spot.
Right.
You're expected to be in that spot.
He's a leader. Yeah.
And he's a leader. And listen, Carson Wentz is what Carson Wentz is. I'm not saying this to knock him, but what I'm trying to do is say that I really like what Matt Ryan has brought to the Colts offense as a leader in the clubhouse, as a leader. When you're Alec Pierce and a rookie coming in and you have expectations and you have you have to do what the leader says to do. Pittman came in last year as a rookie and was just kind of running around with clueless.
Right.
Now he's got some direction. So, I think Pittman's going to have a good year. I think Alec Pierce is going to be the Jamar Chase of 2022.
Right.
I think he's going to be the guy where everybody's going to be like, "Oh my God, I know who that is."
I think you said that to me last week when we were talking fantasy.
And then Mike Strawn. I mean, you got a good receiver core in Indy that I think is going to be fine. But anyway, going back to this AFC West, who do you have?
I have the Chiefs winning the division.
Me too.
But then I have legitimately every other team could possibly get a wild card.
So I have Kansas City winning the division and Denver and the Chargers as wild cards and the Raiders barely missing it.
Yeah.
Like the Dolphins.
I had it opposite. I had the Raiders finishing second
over
the Broncos and then Chargers.
Okay. So you have the Raiders and the Broncos, but no Chargers. Okay. Chargers last.
I have all three of them possibly getting a wild, like legitimately. Right?
They could, I guess, but the problem is they all play each other,
right.
so the losses are going to rack up there. They literally have to beat everybody out of division.
But I have that being probably, is that the strongest division? I mean, it's got to be top to bottom, right? I mean,
they're definitely. I mean, even NFC included, I think they're the strongest division in football.
I think Devontae Adams going over there is going to be.
You can make an argument that the NFC West is super strong. But I have the AFC West as the toughest division in the NFL.
NFC West is right there with them. I mean, other than the Seahawks,
but Arizona, the Rams, and the 49ers are really good.
So for AFC West, you have Chiefs winning.
Chiefs, and then second, I have the Broncos. Third, I have the Chargers, which will both I have making the playoffs. And then the Raiders, a close
just
fourth.
missing
Yep.
in the hunt.
In the hunt,
I could see it. I could see that division going 4 different ways.
Yep.
Right. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Strong division.
All right. NFC East. What do you got?
I got. My wife's gonna kill me.
Oh boy.
I've got the Cowboys winning the division. That's not what everybody else is picking, right? They're picking Eagles. I have the Eagles getting a wild card spot.
I think Dallas is favored to win the division. That's who I have. And then I have Philly as a wild card.
Yeah.
Yep.
Giants and Commanders not gonna sniff anything.
Giants might win 3 games this year, dude. They're gonna suck.
Yeah.
All right. NFC North.
I got Vikings winning the division.
So I have Vikings winning the division, Green Bay as a wild card, and I have Green Bay advancing.
Nice.
Believe it or not. So I have them in the second round.
Well, I mean, once you get in the playoffs,
crapshoot.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers, man, I'm telling you, people pick on him because he doesn't want to, he's won 1 Super Bowl and this. I'm telling you, man, don't underestimate this guy.
Yeah, I have the same thing.
He's going to throw for 4,500 yards again.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who he's throwing to.
Yeah. He'll make. We talked about this. He makes receivers.
Put some sticky tack on their gloves
and do something.
Yeah.
All right, NFC South.
I got Bucks winning it.
I got Bucks going to the NFC Championship. Actually, I have them going to the Super Bowl and losing to the Bills.
I have Panthers and Saints both as possible wild card teams.
Really?
Yep.
Really? Saints? I could see Saints.
Now, this is assuming that Alvin Kamara is going to be there all year. I don't know where his suspension is heading.
Right.
He'll get suspended at some point, but someone said that his court date got pushed off, so he won't get suspended till next year.
And you're going to need McCaffrey to do well too for the Panthers.
You don't think that? I think Baker Mayfield has something to prove, right? Like he's going to go in there.
He wants to F up the Browns in Week 1. I mean that game Sunday is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I'll be tuned into that. Excuse me.
All right, so then we have the NFC West. What do you have there?
I got the Rams winning it.
Me too.
And 49ers and Cards are both going to be, I think, wild card teams or in the hunt at least.
So I have the 49ers as a wild card and Arizona in the hunt, but they're not going to make it.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Kyler Murray and this big deal he made and this and that, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
They're missing Hopkins for half the season.
Yeah.
That's going to be big.
Yep.
Yeah, I have both those. I have 49ers making it and the Cards in the hunt as well.
All right, so there's our playoff picks, our divisional picks, I guess, going into the playoffs. Yeah. You want to get into some pick'ems?
Yeah, if you want. Do you?
Oh, did you want to go over? Oh, you wanted to talk about MVP and all that?
No, not really. I mean,
Yeah, let's do it.
I think the AFC. There's going to be 4 or 5 guys that are in the running, and it's going to be Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Burrow, Mahomes, and Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, I think Taylor's going to have a great year. I think that I don't think he's going to have the year he had last year.
Right.
He's going to run for 1,200. He's going to catch for a few hundred. He's going to he's going to have a really, really good year. But I think they're going to take some of that weight off of Taylor's shoulders.
Right.
Listen, traditionally, guys that run as often and for as much as they have as what Jonathan Taylor did last year, they have a little slump the next year, and I kind of expect that. So what I'm getting at is I don't know if Jonathan Taylor's going to be an MVP finalist.
Anybody I'm missing in there that you would add?
No. I think Josh Allen wins it.
Probably going to be a quarterback. It normally is.
Yeah, I am so heavy and high on the Bills that it's not even funny.
In the NFC, I got the normal, I think. Prescott, Brady, Stafford, and Rodgers are going to be your main ones. And he doesn't have a chance, but I think Justin Jefferson is going to be lights out this year.
Well, I mean, we'll see how he does. It's Brady's MVP until you take it from him.
Well, if a 45-year-old makes the playoffs, he's probably getting the MVP.
And listen, I think the Bucs are going to be good. I have them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Until you knock the king off, which I guess you could argue the Rams did that last year, but
yeah, I like the Rams this year too. I think Stafford's gonna.
Yeah, I would say Stafford is going to be an
another
MVP
year
candidate.
in that.
Did you have Stafford in
system?
there?
I had him.
Yeah,
yep.
okay.
I had Stafford, Rodgers, Brady, Prescott.
Yeah. No, that all sounds right. I think Prescott's in there because I do think the Cowboys are going to win the East.
I had Justin Jefferson just because I like him that much. I think he's that good.
Yeah,
he's going to have 100 plus catches.
Yeah, I mean, you could make that argument for Kupp too. He's going to be getting a million catches.
He's going to be good, but wide receivers aren't going to be in it. Yeah. But I want to throw him out there. Has a
wide receiver ever won MVP? I don't think so. I think a wide receiver's ever won MVP.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not that I can think of.
Yeah,
running back has.
Oh yeah. It's a quarterback award.
So you say Bills, Bucks is your
Bills, Bucks in the Super Bowl.
So give me 2 other teams on each. I have Bills, Bengals, and Chiefs in the AFC that could possibly get there. And again, we can go deeper into this. There's a bunch of teams, but
yeah, I mean, I like the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs make the AFC Championship and play the Bills, and the Bills win. I have I actually have Green Bay playing Tampa Bay in the.
So you have Green Bay as one of your Super Bowl probable.
Yeah, and then that's
maybes.
a sleeper. That's a sleeper. But then like you said, when you make the playoffs, man, anything can happen. Any of these 14 teams can do it. And like I said, they all have the quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I have Rams, Bucks, and Cowboys on the NFC side. I think Dak's going to put it together. This year's going to be what Zeke can do running the ball. Right. I think Dak's going to do his thing. Who's our one sleeper that you need to? That you have for us on you can either go one on AFC, one on NFC, or just one. Because I'm going Dolphins.
I guess I don't really have a sleeper per se. I guess Minnesota I have as a wild card. They could be considered a sleeper. The Eagles.
I have them winning their division. So.
I guess I don't have a sleeper in the AFC. I mean, I guess the Colts.
I like
didn't
Dolphins
even pick
and Colts.
Them, so
I did. I mean, they're finishing second. They're going, but they are on one of my sleepers. I didn't have them finishing last with 4 wins.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And I have
don't
Panthers.
really have sleepers.
I have Panthers.
That's a big one for you.
I'm big. I'm big on Baker Mayfield, man. I think he's going to have a good year. And then if Trey Lance can be what I think he can be, 49ers are going to be.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a great team. We'll see what they have behind under center.
And then what do you think about Jameis for the Saints?
Again, he's a guy that's going to grow. He may throw for 5,000 yards and 25 picks. I mean, it's just that's how he rolls, man.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they can take the ball out of his hands and let him run, like you said, Kamara, if he's there and he's the guy,
right?
Then Yeah, just drop everything at scale. So instead of Jameis throwing for 5,000 yards and 25 picks, he throws for 4,000 yards and 20 picks.
Yeah.
You know? But he's going to throw interceptions.
Yep.
That's just his style of play.
Yep.
He's a reckless quarterback, and I don't mean that in a negative sense, but he's going to try and thread the needle.
Yeah.
And in the NFL, you're going to get picked.
Yeah.
That's how it works. He's not Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He's not going to throw the ball away on 3rd and long.
Right.
He's going to try and
it.
fit it in. So anyway, that's just those are my expectations for Jameis.
I'd like to have a year where we get these running backs to stay healthy too. Barkley, McCaffrey, Kamara. I want to see what these guys can do with a full year.
Man, I don't know why they get hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, Saquon always hurt. McCaffrey always hurt. All these guys, like these stellar running backs and great talents are always hurt.
Yeah.
So. All right, what else did you have there?
We can do pick 'em, man, if you're ready.
All right, we're going to go really quick here, shotgun style.
Shotgun style.
All right, Bills and Rams.
I got Bills.
I have Bills as well. That's the game Thursday night.
Yep, Thursday. That's a good Thursday night game to start with.
Game. All right, Colts and Texans.
Let me go down my list. I got the Colts big. I could have just guessed that without looking.
Yeah, Colts are going to win that game. Saints and Falcons.
I got the Saints.
I have the Saints as well. 49ers and Bears.
Niners.
I have the 49ers as well.
Trey Lance coming out party.
Steelers and Bengals.
I got Cincy at home.
Oh, so do I. Yeah, I have Cincinnati as well. Eagles and Lions.
Eagles big.
Yep. All right, so we're the same so far.
I do think Detroit, though, is going to be better than last year. So they're going to be a little more of a...
Well, I do like Goff. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
But, all right, one that we may disagree on here, Patriots and Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Pats.
No way.
I really thought you were going to.
No, I'm a straight homer with my Dolphins picks.
I think the Dolphins win at home. Never underestimate Belichick, but I'll pick the Dolphins.
What did you see? Belichick's taking them down there for like a whole week to get used to the humidity. Like they're already there.
Dude, have you been outside?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a good call.
Were you outside Monday when we were hitting baseballs?
God. Yeah, it was 108% humidity. I don't know how that's even possible. Ravens and Jets.
Ravens big.
Ravens. Jaguars and Commanders.
I'm going Jags.
I'm going to go Commanders.
We got one different.
It's the first different.
We got one different.
All right, Carson Wentz is going to show Jacksonville what's up. Finally,
I like Trevor Lawrence, healthy ATN, and they made some good moves. I think Jags, will not make a playoff spot, but they'll be hunting.
All right, we'll see. I got Commanders there. Browns and Panthers.
I got Panthers.
I'm taking the Browns.
I'm a Panthers guy.
I'm taking the Browns.
Who's starting at quarterback?
Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, well, all right.
I'm still taking.
They still got the running game though. Yep. They got a good defense. That could go either way.
So there's two different there.
I'm going the Baker Mayfield revenge game.
All right, we got Giants and Titans. Do you even have to look? I mean, this is Giants.
I do have to look.
It's the Giants and Titans. You picked the Titans to win the AFC South.
I know. I got the Titans.
Giants are going to win 4
I got
games
the Titans, but I think that the Giants are going to keep it a little bit closer.
I think Titans win by 100.
Gosh, Vicky is going to hate you when she listens to this podcast.
Giants are terrible. Vicky, I'm sorry. Giants suck. Packers and Vikings.
I got Vikings.
I'll take the Vikings as well.
What?
Yeah.
This was my big sneaker pick.
No, I'm taking the Vikings as well. Chiefs and Cardinals.
I got Chiefs.
Chiefs by a lot. Raiders and Chargers. That's going to be a great game, by the way.
So I picked Raiders to finish second in the division, but I have Chargers winning this game.
Yeah, I'm taking Chargers.
Like I'm not kidding you when I literally say you can switch those around however you want. And
interchangeable for sure. Yep.
So yeah.
All right, Bucks and Cowboys.
Got the boys.
Oh,
I got the boys.
All right, another one we have different.
They're at home. So that's the only reason. If it was in Tampa Bay, I'd pick Tampa.
Yeah, I'm taking Tom Brady and company.
I like your chances in that one.
Yeah,
well, I like Dak.
You don't like him enough. You don't like him enough.
I got him in my pick 'em. See,
all right,
it's there.
And then the Monday night game: Broncos and Seahawks.
Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos.
Yeah. Broncos big.
Russell Wilson's going to throw for 4,000 yards in that one game.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to go. He's going to go
big game. I don't know how Seattle's going to have running the ball.
I don't know if Seattle's going to have anything. I mean, they're just not a good football team right now.
He's a game manager, kind of a
he's not good.
Dink and dunk guy, but not somebody that. Yeah, I like it.
All right. Is that it for us for the NFL? We got our pick'ems.
That's all I got. I mean,
postseason picks.
You have Tom Brady winning the NFL, the MVP.
I think he's going to win the NFC MVP. Oh, no. The NFL has one MVP.
That's right.
Yeah, it's Josh Allen. Josh Allen, I have winning the MVP.
Okay.
All right. Yep.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I got baseball and football confused there.
No, I did that too.
Yep. But I have Josh Allen winning the MVP this year. I think he's, like I said, I'm high on the Bills.
So your rookie to watch is your Colts guy.
Yeah, Pierce. Pierce is the guy, man. I'm telling you.
I like Pickens for Pittsburgh.
Well, if they start him, I mean, Pickens. Yeah,
George Pickens, wide receiver.
Kenny
Pickett, George Pickens.
Gotcha. I'm like, wait a minute. All right, Pickens. Okay, gotcha.
Just remember the name. Remember I said it here. What's the date? September 7th. He's going to have a big year.
All right. I also remember you saying Taylor Van Dyke's going to win the Heisman.
He is.
So, okay.
Tyler, not Taylor.
Whatever his name is.
Put some respect on his name.
Respect my name. All right. Anything else for NFL?
I'm good, man.
All right. That's it. Next up, we have Fact or Cap. Fact or Cap. All right, now it's our favorite segment to end the podcast, Fact or Cap.
The kids call it Cap, right?
I think the kids call it Cap, which means not true.
Yeah.
Fact or true or false. I mean, it's basically true or false, but, it's 2022, so we could say Fact or Cap. All right, I asked Mike 2 questions, he asked me 2 questions, and we just have to say Fact or Cap. So the first question I have for Mike is, are the Los Angeles Dodgers going to win 115 games? Fact or Cap?
I think I'm going to go fact.
Wow.
I think I'm going to go fact.
115.
I think so. The only thing that scares me is that, and we didn't talk about this during baseball, but there's 7 games. Their magic number is 7 for the division.
It's wild.
It's unbelievable. And it's like 10 to make sure you get the number 1 seed. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely going to clinch early. I don't want them to take the gas pedal off, but it's inevitable, right?
I'm just saying it because I want it to happen. I'm going to say fact. What do you think?
I'm saying Cap.
It's probably Cap, but that's more the fan in me.
Yeah. I would love it to be fact.
They're going to take their foot off the pedal. We're going to see probably some young guys do some pitching, but I'll say fact.
All right. And then the other one I have for you is, will the Miami Dolphins win 10 games this year? Which I guess I already know that answer.
It's a fact. It's 10 games on the button. And I think you might be a fact on that as well.
I'm a fact on that as well.
Yeah.
I think they win exactly 10 games.
Yeah, I think they're 10 on the button.
But they missed the playoffs. So that's it. I think they win 10. They go 10-7.
Yeah.
And they miss the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they get it. I think it's a fact, and I think that they maybe sneak into that last wild card spot. But we'll see.
All right.
Your turn.
What do you got for me?
So fact or cap? Christian McCaffrey, does he play 17 games?
I think he finally does it. Which helps your cause.
It helps my fantasy team.
And it helps the Panthers make the playoffs, which is still a wild notion to me.
Yeah.
But, I think Christian McCaffrey will actually play all 17 games this year. Because if he doesn't, then he's done.
Yeah, he's not going to make any.
I mean, how many injuries?
Who's going to sign him?
How many year-end injuries can this guy have?
Yeah, I'm going to say fact, too. He needs it more than anything.
And that may even require him to play through injury, which he may do.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I got to imagine it's fact.
Yeah, I think so, too.
What else you got?
We'll end it with a little college football. Florida State, Miami, all 3 Florida teams. Do they end the season ranked?
That is a cap. Miami and Florida will finish ranked. Florida State, listen, man, I watched that game Sunday night. They're not there.
Yeah.
They're not there. They're dropping passes, missing blocks.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense giving up the 99-yard play. I love Florida State. Don't get me wrong. Look, we're in my office. There's Florida State shit in here.
Yeah.
It's just not. You're not living in reality if you think that they're a top 25 team.
Right.
So I say cap.
I say cap as well. I think that only Miami gets there.
Oh, Florida.
I think Florida is closer to a 500 team than a ranked team.
All right. So here's one that we're gonna go back. We're gonna have to go back to this episode on.
Yeah.
And this is a bold statement. I think Florida finishes the season ranked higher than Miami.
I completely disagree.
I know you do, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we got to put a little wager on that.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. So
next week when we come back in, we're going to have to figure out what we want to wager on that.
Okay. That sounds good. So anything else for Factor Cap for the podcast? This is it.
No, man, we're good. I'm loving it.
All right, and I just want to give a big thank you to everybody that listened to the first episode and gave some constructive criticism. We've taken it. We're hoping to use it.
Yeah.
This is very long, so if you've bared with us the whole time, we greatly appreciate you guys. And if you have anything you want us to cover, we got a YouTube page.
Yep.
We have a Twitter.
Yep.
Hit us up. Let us know.
We're here. We're here for it. Thanks, Jason Pomar, too, for coming on.
Big shout out to Poe.
He's a good dude for Little League and for Vero as a whole. We're blessed to have him here, so appreciate you coming on, brother.
Yep.
That's all I got.
All right, that's it from us at 772 Sports. We will see you next week.
Peace.